Good evening and welcome to Forge 2.0. I'm your host, the Wild Man. Always the unparalleled, the mystifying, the it doesn't matter what you say. Co-host DJ Tiano. DJ, how you doing?
What's up, good brother? What's a good word, man?
Oh, you know what? It's not a word, but even though I know we're not doing live, I'm gonna coin a phrase I've been seeing pop up that our friend Jess threw out, and then I've actually seen other people using it. I am a money magnet.
Money magnet.
Money magnet has nothing to do with today's episode at all, but putting things out there.
I did ask you what the good word was.
You did just a little bit about the manifestation and all that. You know, it's becoming even more popular as DJ and I have been putting it into practice. But I have noticed, people always you got to prove to it. Does it really work? It's not just praying for something or thinking on something that makes it happen. When we started, one of the things he asked me that, what do you want out of this? And I said, well, I want to be known all over the world. Not in every spot. Well, as I was talking to DJ, there's 194 countries.
Yep. And
roughly 6, maybe 7 months worth of the podcast, and we're in 7.7319% of the world.
Wow, look at you, Mr. Statistics.
That's right. I broke it down. Let me tell you,
Mr. Logistics.
That's right. And it's pretty cool. 6 months worth of work, and
it's gratifying that people across the world are hearing our voice.
Yes, and want to listen.
It's we're bringing up the conversations that need to be had.
We are with the ones that men need to hear. Yes, not taking it away from our female or
women too, because they need to get inside the mind of men.
And forgive me if I say this wrong. The LGBTs, right? Is that all? That's them too. We've got a few of them in our court. Apparently, yep. We did find out. We saw the statistics, which is awesome. It's just our majority is guys. Is guys, according to what the statistics say. Yeah. Outside of, though, I told you our business page, we're 49% and 49% male and female, which is kind of.
I don't know the math behind that. But,
I don't either. But I've been trying to get back into it, slowly. You told me about the link tree, and that's supposed to be able to link everything up.
Well, the thing with us is we're just trying everything at once. So.
Well, no, yeah, but with the link tree, like you said, I should be able to set it here, and then it should disperse it.
I'm just saying, we're trying everything at once. We're podcasting, we're marketing.
That's all right. That's right.
Trying to be social in the group. Yep. We're trying to display good messages.
Yes.
Just trying to put good back into the universe.
Just to throw a little thing out there, too, just to get what was it? I told DJ about it that I got us, I did a podcast launch boot camp.
Oh, okay.
And it's an Angie Griffith. Yep, I said her name right. On Facebook. And I signed up for this thing, and it's cool that we already have one. I guess she's going to go through a bunch of things that help you launch a podcast.
Gotcha. Well, we already launched.
Well, that's why I signed up for this, and I went, I was just kind of reading the fine print because I saw podcast boot camp.
We need to relaunch.
Yeah, and I was like, is it cool if I go through, because there are a few things that I'm still trying to wrap my head around, the branding, the marketing stuff.
All right, well,
and she said, yeah. But
let's put all that aside and yes. Let that unfold as it comes to fruition.
It will.
So today is Tuesday, June 15th. It's Season 2, Episode 10.
Yep.
Labeled Toxic Masculinity. We'll get into that in a minute. We're going to rehash the quote from last week. If you want to succeed, focus on changing yourself, not the others around you.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. I like
deep.
It.
It's deep, but it's very to the point.
It is. I was going to say maybe about a foot deep, like a kiddie pool, but yeah, it gets right where it's not a lot of bullshit. It doesn't fluff it out. To me, let me break it down. I would say, well, that kind of just goes along with you can't change people, or you can only control how you react.
Yeah.
So instead of worrying about other people, changing them to fit your
Well,
life,
everybody's
change your
always
life.
trying to fit in.
Yeah,
And when it comes to succeeding and
you're
getting
not.
further in life,
Yeah.
usually the ones around you
Hmm.
they do have, um, they take toll on you,
Yeah.
and they do have, uh, what am I looking for? Basically, they can help you get to where you're wanting to go,
Hmm.
but you can't change them. You can't
Yeah.
change who they are. You can't
Yeah.
change their characteristics. You can't change what they bring to the table. Only they
Exactly.
can change themselves. And what's the benefit of changing someone around you? Nothing. Because if they don't
No.
help you
And
out,
that's
then
not why you became
the only
friends
thing
or
you
like your significant other. You didn't get with them because you tried to change them into something else. You got with them for what you saw
yeah.
in the beginning. That's a whole nother episode too. We're gonna have to touch
The
on that
only
because
thing
I don't
you should be
understand that.
changing, if the person's not bringing something to the table to help you succeed,
Yeah.
the only thing you should be changing is the hanging around with that person, unless they're definitely benefiting you.
Yeah. Well, and
Or
that's
I
another
mean,
thing
there's
too.
other things people bring to the table,
Did
moral
now,
support and
with that being said, do you feel because that what you just said kind of leads right
transitions
in
right into
transitions right into the now? Would you say that I know it's toxic masculinity time and night, but would you say that it is both toxic because you can flip this either or if let's say it's like a significant other wants you to act like this, do this, do this, do this, do
they
this.
want to change you.
No, 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 wait. And yet they don't want to put in the effort. You do all this for them, and then you ask, "Well, what are you doing for me?" And their response is, "Well,
It's a
this."
toxic relationship.
Do you think that
They
is right?
just it's only benefiting them,
Okay.
and
Well, you and apparently from this last statistic I saw, millions of others would agree that you can't expect somebody to do this, 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 and this, and this, and oh, I just look good. No, it
no,
doesn't work that way.
no.
You know. So
Last time I checked, relationships rely on not just looks, but everything else involved.
yeah, no,
The work that both you guys put in
exactly.
to better each other.
Yeah, you're a team. You're working on creating a good life that the both of you can enjoy. It's not just one that sits back and does the other. And it's funny with this, and I don't know why, and I keep trying to get it out of my mind, DJ, but Chris Rock was doing a skit on something, and I remember it was about fucked up shit towards guys, and it says dogs, women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved if they bring something, if they're providing, if they're paying the bills, if we are bringing
I'd say there's a high percentage of that,
something to the table.
but I don't think it's
Oh, not across the
no,
board. I
not
wouldn't
across
agree,
the board.
but I would definitely,
Yeah.
oh, you do this, you do this, you do this. Okay, well, what are you doing?
Now, do you think
Anybody can look good,
do you think that
you know.
train of thought aids to the mentality of a toxic masculinity person?
I think
So
it can help,
toxic
or
masculine.
it can definitely get you
So
on your way.
so if the person you're with, or the reason for being the main provider, not being loved outside of just being the provider,
Uh-huh.
the one who holds the family together, the
Yeah,
strength,
the glue.
the glue.
That's right.
Yeah,
The
the glue,
glue.
the glue to it all.
That's right.
Do you think that beefs up the guy's mentality? Like, that's right, I'm the one that does everything. Like, I'm the one that brings to the table.
Well, I think it can go both ways. I think that can be where I do this, so you're going to listen to me, or I think it can on the other half, on as a real man would act. Don't be hypocritical and this, and this. Yes, I do all this. So when something doesn't get done and you don't want to help at all, I don't want to hear you yell at me. Yeah. I don't want to hear your animosity towards me. If I'm doing all this and I'm being pleasant, you don't do it, I'm not attacking you. I'm talking, even though, oh, we argue about this. No, you argued. I spoke in a calm, collective voice. Just to go just a little bit off to the shoot, ever since I read Stop Yelling at Argue or Yelling, Improve Your Argument, some people around me don't like that I can, even though I might be heated, that I can talk like this and not just be like, "Oh, rah, 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 rah," and let the barbarian out where I want to throw an axe
Funny
at you.
because that's how I hear you all the time. I don't even have hearing aids or nothing. You're just amplified. All right, so for those who don't know what toxic masculinity is,
Yes,
I'm going
hit
to
us.
kind of just briefly give them, the idea of the term.
Where are you getting this from, though? Because remember, I read something earlier
Well,
that
this is just the idea of the
Okay.
term. This is all across the board. There's
Okay.
no arguing that
okay.
the definition.
There's no perception. This is what it means.
This is exactly it.
Okay.
It refers to the notion of the idea of a man being so manly or having the manliness that perpetuates dominance, sometimes homophobia, aggression,
okay.
thinking men are better than women.
Okay.
All this embodies it. Mental health, the fact that men don't need help with their mental issues,
yes.
or even their physical issues.
Just work through it.
Men don't like to visit the doctor as much as women do. There's some honesty to that. I can honestly say,
vouch, but it has nothing to do with like being a guy. It's because I know my body, and why should I pay the doctor to tell me something I already know?
well, that's part of our toxic masculinity that we
That's
embrace.
toxic,
Even
though?
even it's only toxic to yourself.
Yeah,
Because
well,
there
if
can
something-
be something going. There's numerous times when I know somebody that's just visiting the doctor for something after years of it happening.
Oh, no,
that
no.
They finally find out that something is absolutely wrong with them. If they would have caught it sooner, if they would have been to the doctor sooner, it could have aided in not being terminal.
Yeah, okay. I can
like
agree with
that.
that. But I mean, like, if I've got a cold, there's no reason for me to go see the doctor. I know this.
Oh yeah.
Unless I can tell my body when I need like an antibody, or if there's something wonky, I need to go see the doctor. But like, I got a
There's-
stomach bug. I
just
ate
put it
something.
like
I'm on the
this.
toilet.
Just put it like that.
Yeah.
There's guys out there that
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen a doctor in 10 years.
Oh,
Easily.
yeah.
Physical, none of the above, all the above. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, I'm fearing the one where when we turn 50, they got to stick the finger up the butt. I'm kind of.
the finger or the camera. The camera snake.
When in the hell did they do that?
Colonoscopy, dude.
Isn't that the finger? I thought the camera only comes if there's an issue.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't.
I'm
not
never
there
going
yet.
to the doctor again.
See?
You're not sticking
toxic,
anything
dude.
up my ass.
You're toxic.
All right. What?
but
Jesus.
it could be anything.
Okay.
How men act tough.
Yeah.
With one another.
Okay.
How men don't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's toxic masculinity. We just think we're brute. We're made to be in the workforce. We go
Okay.
out. We beat our bodies up to go make $1, and we don't take care of ourselves. There's a
Mm-hmm. Okay,
lot
so
of,
how-
there's
that's
a lot
still-
of guys that don't practice self-care.
Okay.
so-
I'll agree with that. I agree.
For
But
me,
I thought.
I'm on my feet. There's two things that they say that you should really embrace as a human being. Take care of your feet.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our feet nonstop,
Yeah.
right? And then sleeping. If you're sleeping
Yeah.
on the freaking box spring, you know what I mean? Like
You got to
you're
get a
not-
good night's sleep.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not so. You're
Okay.
not
I know the sleep
practicing
one.
Self-care.
The feet thing I've never heard of before, but
because we're constantly on our feet. I mean,
well, yeah.
what do you think of a guy getting a pedicure, or getting his feet rubbed, or
That's what he likes. That's what he likes. I don't like.
but
I've seen.
how many guys would?
Oh no, well, because they think it would be
Laugh at that
what is it?
guy and call-
Emasculated.
Yeah, well,
But
how
see,
many-
I think those guys that would, and this is where, I guess my way of thinking when it comes to this is, I don't give a shit what other people think.
exactly. Well,
So my
that's
thing
kinda-
about that is I've seen when they do to the fingers, and I've gotten I think one once, and it was because we had to go through because I went to Edison Tech. It was a trade school, and you had to go through and let somebody who wanted to do that like mess around. And oh hell no, I'm not having somebody poke my feet.
Oh, but the whole point of me bringing that up is
Yeah.
just I've seen it firsthand on social media. A guy getting his feet done,
Yeah.
and about 30 other guys are in his comment section laughing at him. Oh, don't forget get your nails painted. Don't forget, this is part of toxic masculinity.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with, maybe a couple guys are in there just having fun,
Yeah.
whatever. But a lot of those
Oh
dudes
yeah.
are feeling.
Well, see, and that's why I think there's a lot to do with, like, if I say something to take a jab at DJ, my jabs are always to make him laugh, to alleviate if there is any kind of tension that he might be going on in his head, just to make him and recalibrate and then smile.
There's always
Yeah,
tension in my
but
head.
I don't take jabs. I think that's where a lot of people fail to see. A lot of guys in doing this, when they're taking a jab, a lot of them don't know. A lot of them don't know the difference between just making you laugh and then kind of, oh, you think you're better than me and take a jab like to hurt. There's a difference between making you laugh and then trying to hurt you. And I don't think a lot of people know that. And guys, we probably don't think of it because it's all, like you said, taking the jabs. Oh, you got to be men.
Yeah.
But
I mean, how many things are there that guys don't do because they think they're gonna be looked at as soft or weak to their friends, or to they don't watch romantic comedies. Why? Because if their friend finds out, they're gonna crack jokes at them all the time. And
I'll be honest with you. Like,
it's like a bad thing to show emotions.
Yeah, no, it's and I look at it. Okay, I'm only gonna say this once because I was talking to DJ earlier, and these type of people, the real ones, don't feel the need to try to say it off. Okay, a true alpha doesn't give a shit what anybody says. He's gonna watch a sad movie, even if it's by himself. He's gonna watch it. He's gonna get the hair, take care of his feet, take care of his body. He doesn't give a shit what anybody says. Okay, if wants a good cry. Me personally, I don't cry because I know it doesn't cure the soul or any of that. But I use whatever I'm feeling and going through as fuel to get past it. I don't cry. I use it fuel. But we don't care what anybody else thinks. We do what we got to do. You're loyal. You have integrity. We're honorable. We do what we say we're going to do. And that's the difference between an alpha male and then these wannabe.
Some guys just feel the need that they have to.
Kind of, and I've seen it come up where they're now called, with the toxic masculinity, they're called feminine males. This is where they try to establish dominance and they act this toxic masculinity towards women because they're more female than males, even though it's a guy. It was I didn't make it through the whole article. There was like 9 pages, and I was just going, wow, somebody actually sat through and did a survey on this. But anyways, getting back, a real alpha will not care. He'll do what he has to do to keep himself good, to keep his family good. If that means sitting down and watching a sad, soapy movie, who cares?
Well, a lot of this stems from cultural.
This is true.
This has been something throughout time and history, that toxic masculinity is it all is birthed upon your friends, your group of friends that they all gang up on you because you did something, or things like that, of that nature. Some of it stems from you watching your parents and how your father had to establish the dominance of your mother growing up. You should be in the kitchen cooking me dinner by the time I get home, while he kicks his feet up, and or an argument ensues and he's the one calling names even though he was the one that did something wrong, and things like that. These are all, definitions of toxic masculinity, and a lot of it is from being pressured into this idea that we need to be dominant.
And I know you're out there, you're chomping at the bit when you watch this. Before you say anything, no, we're not saying that women don't do certain things, okay? This is not that. This is not an if or and or this. This episode is about toxic masculinity. We're talking from the guy's standpoint. So before you get on...
Yeah, well, as I was fishing through readings and listening to things about this, instant questions came to my mind. What about women? Do women do these things? Yeah, they do these things. Why is it not announced? We don't know. I haven't found that reason to be.
Right now, And I'm going to tell you what I know, but I'm going to tell you what it is. And this is so far across the board. And let's say out of 100, okay? So far across the board, how it is because women had to fight for every. They had to. Well, they had to.
No,
because they were viewed as nothing, and now they have something. There are a couple, as we can say, extremists in this thing, where now men are evil, and I've been seeing it. It's actually torn where like the feminists have like separated, where some of them are not right, and the other ones are like, no, we want
completely geared towards.
All men suck.
Yeah,
we can do this. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. All men are evil. So a lot of it, I seen that, and I see a lot of, believe it or not, like I was telling DJ earlier, there's a lot of females that are spearheading. No, men have rights too, and they're not always, we don't talk about our feelings, or we're less of a man.
I just had to raise the question.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Number one, we were letting them know it's geared towards men.
That's right. Yes, just to make sure that, because I know some will be like, well, women do this and women no, we don't.
What was the toxic
femininity?
Yes.
So
okay, so maybe we will do an episode later down the road on that.
We're gonna need a woman for that because
we'll find one.
Because somebody will say, "Oh, you're just a guy and you think everything the women do is toxic."
Some researchers have come to agree that toxic masculinity has 3 core components. All right.
Okay.
Toughness, the notion that men should be physically strong, emotionally callous, and behaviorally aggressive.
Is that all one?
Yeah, under toughness.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Anti-femininity. This involves the idea that men should reject anything that is considered to be feminine, such as showing emotions or accepting help. Like we were just talking about. We already beat that to the punch.
Yeah.
And power. This assumption that men must work towards obtaining power, status, social, and financial, so they can gain respect of others. So, I mean, you can find truths in all 3 of those things, I believe.
You can. And you could find... what we would say loopholes, or they say that having power is a form of toxic masculinity, yet the majority of your counterpart, your significant other, wants you to have all that, or they treat you like shit, and then they go on to somebody else.
Yeah.
See? Or no, actually, well, wait, how's it?
Or you don't.
Sorry, I misspoke about the power thing.
I know where you're going with it, though.
The nice guy goes to them.
Yeah.
They fuck him over for that guy.
Yeah.
Even though it's considered toxic masculinity, the guy that is there for him, gives him everything, stands by them, supports him. Oh, fuck you. Let me go with this asshole that you're complaining about. Oh, toxic masculinity. But you go, what do they call him? The fuck boy. That's who it is. That's exactly what they're called. You go... Not to the good guy that would rip down Mount Olympus for you, but you go with the guy that's got power and that's toxic.
I agree with
that treats you like shit.
Saying the nice guys finish last. It's a true thing, I believe. But that's another conversation for another time.
But we do it for a reason, because she's got to go first.
Another trait of toxic masculinity is the glorification of unhealthy habits. Did you find that to be?
So what do you? Okay.
It's the notion that self-care is for women.
Okay.
Like we were talking about the feet thing.
So wait a minute. Hold on. Repeat that again. Glorification of
unhealthy habits. So men treat their bodies like machine.
Skipping
on sleep. Guilty.
I don't skip. I just have so many ideas running through my head. It's hard to sleep. I got a loud mind.
Even when they're injured.
No.
Well,
no, I know.
I'm just saying, there's guys.
Yeah, no, I know.
Pushing themselves to their physical limits. Just me every week, but I'm not doing it to be toxic. I'm doing it to be a provider.
Yeah, and I think, that one's a little on the loosey-goosey side, because some people like this guy and this guy, they definitely push themselves way past.
But that's all part of being great.
That's what I'm saying. But then they were toxic from the story of what I saw of him, he was toxic.
Muhammad Ali, for those who cannot
Muhammad,
see.
the guy standing right there. And Bruce, neither of them tried to bully anybody.
No.
And I think, as a matter of fact, Muhammad was the one that said, if you can't treat the waiter the same way you treat me, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to associate with you.
Yeah.
But
the study finds that men who hold these strong beliefs, that are very masculine, and it becomes toxic,
Okay.
are more likely to be the ones that, seeing a physician for an annual physical. It's contrary to their beliefs and their toughness. So
Okay.
basically, it's toxic to yourself. It's not toxic
Yeah.
to those around you.
Okay.
Toxic
Okay.
masculinity doesn't just necessarily mean being toxic to the people around you,
That's right.
but you can be toxic to yourself with these ideas. So,
Gotcha.
you know,
Gotcha.
and guys like to take more risky chances. How many times have you seen a picture of like a guy on a roof with a ladder on hanging off another roof, and they say, and you wonder why guys die at younger ages than women. I mean, there's a lot of things that we
All right.
do.
I'm gonna just never mind. I'm not even gonna go where I was gonna go. Yes,
It's
guys,
risky,
we do.
we're more likely to have risky.
Oh no 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 no
behaviors.
no. Yeah, but that's also more gifted towards like. I'm sorry, but like white guys do some dumb shit. Okay, not to bring race into it or culture because there's a human race. Not that, but we do. I mean,
I think
look at all
there's
the goofy shit out
I
there,
know, but
and
I
it's
think there's
us.
a matching alternative to every goofy thing that someone's ever done.
Oh yes, but I mean the goofy dumb shit like, oh hold on, crikey, look at that alligator over there. Let's go poke it. I mean,
So we kind of talked about
I love Steve. He
toxic
was great.
masculinity discourages men from getting mental health treatment. Things like depression, anxiety, substance abuse issues,
Okay.
mental health problems may be viewed as weakness to us men. So we don't like to open
Talk
up and
about
talk
it.
to people about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Where I found, I've had anxiety and depression issues, and I've kind of found it a lot easier to start opening up and talking to people about it.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I did hide this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to. It was kind of like built into me.
Okay.
Is that cultural? It's the cultural.
It was built into you not to share it.
Yeah, because I felt like if I brought that up to my buddy,
Mm-hmm. That they
that'd
would
be weak.
screw with you.
Yeah.
See,
Even starting this podcast
yeah.
and putting out positive messages and stuff like that. Like back then, I
Yeah.
probably would have never attempted it
Okay.
because I would have been too
Little-
worried about what other,
What other people think?
And
Okay.
I've even heard it through the wire that people are like, what's Ray doing with this podcast? Like, what's his? I don't get it. Like,
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not them. Because I don't.
Because you're trying to better yourself.
Because not only me,
Yeah.
I'm trying to just put out a good.
Oh yeah. Good man. We want to better everybody
Yeah.
all over the world.
But these are things that you're,
Mm-hmm.
you're avoiding because of what your friends are think or what people will think. Yeah. I know your take on.
No. I've had like gotten in debates with friends of mine that I used that I've talked with because of my way of thinking, the way I look at things, and I I don't know if it's toxic. I find it baffling that people put so much stock in what somebody else that doesn't support you, that definitely doesn't pay your goddamn bills, that you would hurt yourself and not get things taken care of to keep yourself in good standing because of what somebody might say. I find that I can sit there and listen to stupid people talk about, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to the doctors. I don't want to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, because, oh, so-and-so might let me. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, man. It's just these are all issues.
I mean, I understand,
that fall under the umbrella,
and I know
of-
that they are, and we sit and we want to talk, we want to get it out there. It's not. It's not
shunned upon to do these
to talk. And
to
I've
talk,
put it out to
to
some
open
people.
up.
Sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than it is your friend. Some people may feel like their friend is going to screw with them.
Yeah.
And then I think I put it out a couple weeks ago. I forget his name, and I'm not going to try to say it because I don't want to butcher it. I know he was from India, and I was telling him, you got something to say, or you're dealing with something. Get online, get on our group,
There's so
on the
much.
chat.
There's so many avenues you can.
Well, there is,
you
but I
can
mean,
find psychologists.
But it's better maybe just to talk to a
You can
complete
find
stranger about it.
psychologist apps now, where you don't have to go and sit on the couch and see the person in person. Like you can actually,
Like you can talk online.
yeah, and
Oh.
I found that actually to be, they're all certified.
Oh yeah.
It's like a app, and I'm
It's
sure
wait, what was that?
it's an app.
Oh, for
It's
some reason I thought you said it's a meth app, and I'm trying to
no,
put two
no,
and two together. Going, what are you talking about?
yeah, but another, even though we don't really touch down on race and
Yeah.
stuff like that, race, ethnicity, and gender
Mm-hmm.
all combined have issues with the toxic masculinity
Yeah.
as well too. Some people perceive themselves as higher up. They look at other races
Mm-hmm.
or um, people from the uh, LGBTQ
Yes.
or whatever, however it goes. They look at them as lesser people because of their decisions of
Because it's not what they would do. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't
most likely
understand that. I
there will be
mean,
people from the older generations
mhm.
that grew up around this.
Or
This
just
was
even
something that
different
was
cultures.
cultural.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it was built in our culture too, as well.
Mm.
Like most Americans in the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
how long did it take for people to come out? You know what I mean? And how long did it
Yeah,
take
that baffles me.
for these people to feel comfortable in their own skin because of
I
the
yeah.
majority didn't, they were
And the fact, I think, what was it? We talked about this a few weeks ago. We were talking about that it shows the things that like go on in the news and just things that we're still talking about in 2021. We like to think we're the pinnacle, we're the top humans.
yeah,
We are so goddamn uninvolved. It's ridiculous. If we were evolved, we wouldn't be having the things we're having with the race. We wouldn't be having conversations and where it goes to the Senate. What was it a few years ago where they were arguing if gay guys or well, gay people or
should be
gay
able
guys
to
or
be,
lesbians can get married?
yeah,
Are they human? There you go.
boom,
The taxes, are they human? There you go.
boom.
There's no
We all
there's no
gotta be
reason.
classified.
That's
For
fucking
some reason, we
ridiculous.
all gotta be
Why are
classified.
we? I mean, and how many
It's sad.
millions of dollars because everybody in that thing had to get paid?
It's very sad.
We're uninvolved. We're not the top of shit.
No, I mean we may be the top of the food chain because we have minds to think, but we're not using our minds.
Yeah, we're thinking with our asses.
Yeah,
You know.
inside out. We're thinking
But
inside out. But another thing comes along with toxic masculinity is helping behavior. Guys feel less of the need to help others
To ask
out
for
in
help.
distress.
wait a minute. In
A
distress or
a study found that toxic masculinity can prevent men from consoling a victim, calling for help, or standing up to a perpetrator.
oh,
Yeah,
it blows my mind.
men who are endorsed the belief that men should be strong, aggressive, were more likely to perceive negative social consequences associated with intervening as an active bystander. So,
I'm only and here's the thing. It has got me thinking. Like, it had contributed to it a long time ago. One thing, and I know everybody has their qualms about like Seagal in one of his movies. I think it was on Deadly Ground. The one, the Native American was telling me, he goes, "Oh no, I'm not a bear. I'm just a mouse trying to hide from the hawk or whatnot." And I got me thinking, you know, people will say like, "Okay, I guess apparently a big dude. I'm only aggressive when I have to be. Other than that, I'm like goddamn Santa Claus."
I mean,
Right?
growing up, how many situations or times have you been with friends and you see something unfold in front of you, or you just watch a video, or you'd be like, "Oh my god, if that was me, I would have totally just kicked that guy's fucking ass." You know what I mean? Like, believe it or not, that's a form of toxic masculinity
Really?
because we think that if we were put in that position because we're so masculine,
Uh-huh.
we would have handled it better. Who knows that the guy that you just watched in a video got knocked out or did something to
Yeah.
get knocked out was a black belt. We don't know.
Huh.
But we still, as men, would be like, if that was me, I would have kicked that guy's ass. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing that's just kind of built into us, and we don't realize, we don't see it as an issue just because we're trying to be big, bad, and tough around our
Okay.
friends. You know what I mean?
See, I do that if it's a guy bullying somebody.
if a guy did that to my girl, I would totally kick his ass. Or, you know what I mean? Like, how many times have you heard that or seen that?
I
I'm
did it.
guilty
I
of
did it
I'm guilty of it.
yesterday. I watched
There you
something where
go.
some guy. What was it? It was a movie with Justin Timberlake was in a movie, and one of his buddies and their friend, because I guess his son played for the other team, they put him in a dress and put makeup on him, and the kid came home crying. He then went to the bar and commenced to whooping that ass. But I'm watching this clip and going, oh shit. I'm sorry. They might have had to arrest me because the trauma that I've got this thing. I'm sorry. This is me. You don't screw with little kids, okay? Especially when they're just figuring themselves out. Not even after they figured out, but you don't. Even in a big house, you don't mess with women and children. You don't.
No.
You leave the kids alone. They don't know this stuff. You're going to cause all kind of problems. And I know they'll be out there. Well, you did it. No.
And this is another thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, this is
that kids grow up with. They see their father, if they do something and their father says, oh, you throw like a girl, or you like, why are you crying like a girl?
Mm-hmm.
These are all forms of toxic masculinity. And I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of some of this stuff. All right. I'm not that bad with it, but I have said stuff in the past to my kid that, now that I look at it, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have approached it a different way. Maybe I should have said something different to him. Maybe I shouldn't have said it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm learning my lesson as I'm learning these
I
things.
catch myself. I've been doing this for a while because
We grew up with it. That's why.
But I mean, no, be not to let things out of a bag, but I've known some things about, family members for a while, and I've stopped myself when I say something. I now change it and I say, "Oh, you throw like a or you hit like a baby."
Yeah.
I don't say like a female, and I catch myself all the time now, and I'm finding it for a while, for years now. I
feel
catch
like
myself.
that society is doing that as a whole.
Oh, catching themselves?
Catching themselves of saying stuff, and a lot of it has to do with the cancel culture, and a lot of it has to do
I could
with
give a shit about them.
No, I'm just saying the mentality
Well,
of where
no,
we're
mine
at
is
and
like-
where we're going.
Mine is since the women changed. Now they're.
Yeah.
Well, I've always seen them as equal. I could never understand why they weren't to begin with, but now that like I said, I've seen the softball girls. They look like they're throwing that ball a whole hell of a lot faster than the guys are throwing a fastball. And I watch it, and it's just I watch that arm, and it seems that it's just like, and so you can't. Oh, you throw like a girl, and I've listened to it, and I've seen adverse reactions where the girl's like, oh, thanks, because blah, blah, blah. And I go to say something. It's like, oh, no, you throw like a baby, or you stop acting like a baby,
catch.
And I go,
Good change. We as humans need to start changing some of the things we say and just be more,
stop worrying about whatever somebody else is going to say.
No, we need to pay attention to what we're saying because it may have more of an effect on the other person.
Yes. Okay, yeah,
And that is a lot to do with toxic masculinity.
Guys, men, we need to
watch
stop
what we're
caring
saying to our
what
kids.
another guy's going to say about us. Act with integrity. Okay? Nobody gives a shit. Stop caring what that you're letting somebody live and dictate how you live because of what they might say to you.
So just want to add a few more things.
Add a few more.
And then we'll be done with today's topic.
Yeah, because we got a little brother's
empathy,
dojo to hit you with, baby.
So empathy, having a lack of empathy and showing your kid that it's all right to have that lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Is another form of and trait of toxic masculinity. We should be showing our children that empathy. We should all have empathy for ones that are not.
That's caring. I always flip that one with the other thing. What's the other one?
You care for other people's feelings.
You care about you. Yes, I feel. I'm sorry that you're going through this.
Yes. Instead of saying, why are you crying like a girl? Get your ass up. Do the whatever. You know what I mean?
Be a man. Grab your balls.
Yeah. We need to be more empathetic, geared towards our children, and show them that empathy does exist.
Well, here we go. Yes, and I am guilty of one part of that.
I am too.
Because, my son, when he talks like a mouse.
Yeah.
And I tell him, grab your balls when you talk to me, only so that not to be a man, but to be. I tell him, I said, buddy, when you do this, you whisper, people aren't going to trust that you know what you're talking about, and people will mess with you. But if you stand, if you sound and you come out as confident, not cock and a walk, confident, and
those are things that we learn as we get older. So
well,
mean,
I
you
know.
can't
I'm just trying to get a
jump on it.
yeah.
I get it. And another thing that we need to show our children more, because a lack of this can actually it assists in our children becoming toxic
Okay.
with the masculinity as they get older. We don't show them love. We don't hug them. We don't show them emotion. We don't show, when we say that we're going to do something, we need to fully back that so they don't distrust their own parents.
That's that integrity right there. If you're gonna
Because
do something, say it.
if you
Do it.
keep telling your kid you're going to go out, you're going to have a good time. Oh, we'll do it next weekend. We'll do it next weekend. So they lose the trust in their own father, their own parents, giving them to numb themselves for when they become older and,
And the boys
trusting people.
need their father. Okay, our job is to teach them, like I said, integrity, being loyal.
I'm going to be 100% transparent right now. My father never really showed me too much
Okay.
emotion as far as contact and saying I love you. I mean, he did.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, alcohol was involved, and he probably opened up.
Okay.
It's like true serum. Your feelings come
Well,
out.
it's the poor man's true serum right there.
And, it's resulted in me turning around and saying it more than I'm not saying that I should say it any less, but I say it a lot to myself.
Oh, I hear you.
Like
I hear you.
2-3 times before he goes to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And I give him hugs. And I don't think my dad ever meant anything, but it was part of that toxic masculinity that he grew up with.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because those
I do.
fathers
I
in
do.
the 50s and 60s,
I do.
they
I
didn't
do.
give a shit.
Colton will
Not to take anything away from my grandfather.
no,
He was
no.
a great guy.
Colton will Dad, can I get a hug? Sure, buddy. And then after like the third hug of the day, I'm like, all right, that's enough. Right now, when bedtime comes, really? You can't even hug your own son? Boy, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to drop kick you.
Well, those are just a few things that,
But that is today's episode, okay?
that is today's
Listen,
episode.
stop giving a shit what other guys are going to think you're doing, or you think you're doing something is going to make you less of a guy. It's not. All right? Like I said, integrity, stand up for what you believe in, be honorable. If you're going to say if you say you're going to do something, do it. Stop worrying about what some guy 500,000 miles away or across, oh, look at you, you got your feet done. Just hey, your wife loves it when I do this. So shut up.
That's Wild Man's Full House moment
There we go.
of the
Okay.
week.
Let me hit you with
Let's do.
What are you gonna do?
Let's
I
do
thought-
pod shout outs.
You want to do pod shout-outs first? Why don't we do that after this?
Let's do pod shout outs.
All right.
Then we'll do the Brothers Dojo. 'Cause
Okay.
It's a whole complete.
It
separate
is.
part of
All
the
right,
show.
here we go. Shout outs to you people that are starting off or you
I've-
already are on the
yep,
path
yep.
like we are.
All right. Chatwithnomads.com. Nomadic travel business lifestyle. Shout out to you guys. Christian Music Spotlight is 1 hour contemporary Christian music show played on 84 stations. There's a show at the bottom of the homepage on my website. Hear what I do. www.christianmusicspotlight.com. Go check him out if you're into Christian music.
Okay.
The Dia Talks, a podcast on Anchor.
Ooh.
Let's see what else we got here. We got Marvelous Friends, marvelousfriends.com. Okay, you just finished the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and you're dying to talk about it with your friends. That's the kind of stuff we talk about over
Okay.
here.
All right.
This started a podcast, but now it's more a show. Cosmaker Prop Show.
Yeah.
You can find that on youtube.com, Cosplay with Gabby.
Okay. All right.
Let's see what we got.
I was digging that Captain America and Falcon suit. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It was pretty badass.
King Woe's Court, DPN. You can find that on YouTube. I chat to Irish heavy metal bands, musicians, promoters on the show, and we share stories about our experiences on the stage and on the road. All right.
That's the one I think I wanted to double check out because I didn't know the Irish had heavy metal.
Yeah.
That's
All
kind of
about the
interesting.
mindset evolution.
Ooh.
www.baldandblonde.live.
Okay.
We got Two Clever Mafia podcast on Apple Podcasts. It doesn't really talk about too much.
Okay.
Just go check them out. You never know what you're going to find. And the last one is the Steve and Crypto Show, a podcast on Anchor. This is a great idea. Would love the shout out. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
We are the Steve and Crypto Show. We discuss pop culture, movies, comic books, and whatever else people geek out about, with a strong emphasis on
I love
the
it.
horror genre.
I love it.
We have lots of great guests.
All
And
right.
love to promote creative projects too. So check out the
That's
Steve and
cool.
Crypto Show. It's available on most podcast platforms.
Awesome.
Their link up here is on anchor.fm. All
Awesome.
right, that's
Awesome.
pod shout outs for the week. Wish you guys nothing but success with your podcasts.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here we go. So
Brothers Dojo.
Brothers Dojo.
Welcome to the Brothers Dojo.
We're gonna get some sounds in there for you a little bit later going on. Okay, so last week I believe we did it where we got a little bit of more info on me. I'm kind of a personal guy. I just don't trust people. But this one, we're gonna get a little information about DJ. I think I don't remember all his questions, but I try to keep it fun, keep it interesting. Okay, so DJ, as you know, or as he had me the other day, I'm gonna hit you with a question. You gotta think on
Answer
your
as
toes.
fast as I can.
Think on your fast as you can. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go. Favorite food?
Lasagna.
Oh, interesting. Jeans or sweats?
Sweats all day.
Ah,
Unless they're stretchy jeans.
there you go.
Stretch jeans.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't like the tightness all up in the crotch.
Okay, he doesn't like smuggling grapes. All right, here we go. Favorite movie of all time?
Oof, favorite movie of all time. I'll have to go with Goodfellas.
Oh, all right, yeah. Favorite actor?
Pacino.
Really? All right, your favorite martial artist?
Bruce. Outside of Bruce.
Bruce.
Outside
All
of
right,
Bruce. Let's go, because that's the obvious answer.
Yeah.
I love Bruce.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boyka. What's his face? There?
Scott Adkins.
Scott Adkins.
Yes. Good. I think it's funny. His wife yells at him because of everything he does for the martial arts, because he complains that his body hurts, because he does all that,
yeah.
flipping and everything. I was listening to the thing. He's like, my wife's yelling at me because I'm almost broken. All right, your dream car.
Camaro. Probably somewhere in the late 70s.
Okay. Rum or beer?
Rum. I don't like beer.
Nice. Really?
Beer gives me a headache.
Okay. T-Rex or kangaroo?
Well, T-Rex has got the short arms and the short teeth. I'm a painter.
What?
I can't do the short arms. Kangaroo would,
That's
could transport things.
awesome.
And could jump high. So
There
I'll
you
Oh,
go with the kangaroo.
And you got a 2 6-inch claws in each one of your foot.
I thought you were gonna say
Awesome.
something else there.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Okay. Your favorite video game?
Madden. Outside of sports, I will go with wrestling sports.
Yeah, see? You need to expand your horizons a little, buddy.
I don't do. I like the first shooters, but I don't get
Okay.
into them like that. GTA, man.
Okay.
Gotta go with
All
GTA.
right. Your ultimate peaceful night?
Throwing back, just putting on my headphones and throwing down some mixes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, now here we go. Last question.
That's it. That's all you got for me.
I got one more.
A couple more off the top of the head after this.
All right.
It's too far.
If you could, one or the other, would you go to the past or to the future?
Probably to the past.
Okay.
I'll see some people that I lost and probably tell myself a few things.
Okay, let me phrase it. Okay, when I don't mean your past. I mean like back
I would probably
BC, or would you go like 50 to 100 years into the future? Sorry, I should have narrowed it down a bit.
I would probably want to see what the future has
Okay.
because the past I already know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I like the unknown.
Okay. The unknown. Okay, now let's see. What would your ultimate pizza be?
Ultimate
If
pizza.
you could pick yours, not like you had to just get this. What your ultimate
extra
your
cheese,
pizza?
extra cheese.
Okay.
Pepperoni.
All right.
Banana peppers.
Oh.
And some mushrooms.
All right. Ugh. But all right.
Like
I don't
those little
judge.
slimy bastards.
Yeah, I can't. It just looks weird. I've had it once and I was like, no. Oh my God, no. No, not doing it. Okay, let me think. A nice, good one. If you had to give something up for the rest of your life, what would it be? Something that you
love to do, or
something. I guess if yeah,
be more
because
specific.
yeah, let me be more specific. If all right,
Alcohol, like I could give a shit
well,
about
that's
alcohol.
yeah. See, that's okay. Would you give up your sight, your hearing?
Oh, okay. We're gonna
There you
do
go.
senses.
Senses, your sight or your hearing? Which one would you give up?
Hearing.
Okay. All right.
It sucks because I love music,
Yeah.
but I also like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I can make my own music in my head when I see things, if that makes sense.
No, yes, it does. But I can't, and I might be, I don't know, but I can't, I don't think people that are deaf, they can still feel like the boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom, boom,
absolutely.
boom. So there you go.
I DJ'd an event, predominantly deaf people.
Oh, okay.
And-
That's good. That would've-
I just
gotta be fun.
I was told to turn the lows up, the sub, the woo, 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 woo.
yeah, so they
and
can
they
hear.
knew exactly what they were listening to.
Nice.
was
That's cool.
It was cool.
That's cool. See, yeah, and that shit like that, I get a kick. I love it. I feed like a vampire. Feed off a like if somebody's not boo hoo
believe it
hoo,
was-
but they're sitting there, you
It
know.
was RIT or something
Okay,
like that.
awesome.
They're known for their deaf education.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
And,
Okay,
did one of their parties, so yeah.
That's
it was
awesome.
all women too.
there you go. I like that they know the song. I love just watching. I just get such a kick out of that. I do. Like
There was one of them came up and asked me. They were asking me for music, the song, so they knew exactly what they were hearing.
oh yeah.
And I never heard the song before, and I still never heard it after. It was the only event I ever heard it at. It was called Pizza Butt. So go home and plug in your radio or
Pizza-
your
okay.
Spotify or
Check
whatever you
it
got and check out Pizza Butt.
All right. Okay, so that is it for Brothers Dojo. Ding.
All right, we got the quote of the week.
Quote of the week.
You are the artist of your own life. Don't hand the paintbrush to anyone else.
Ooh,
See
I
what I
like
did
it.
there?
I did. I see what you did.
Wild Man over here has been assisting me on the painting forefront.
Yes.
I've been bringing him to work and showing him why he wants to put the manual labor aside and just do the podcast thing. And getting him a little dirty.
I'm seasoned. I've done enough manual labor for two people in my
But
lifetime.
you gotta admit, you've been enjoying the time.
Yes, no, like I said,
Spent
you know,
with your
you
brother.
do. Yeah, I sit there, I work, and I shoot the shit at the same time.
Yeah.
So you know, you can't beat it.
We solve the world's problems.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
guys, that was our episode for the week.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yep.
We will be getting back live next week. I'm fine tuning a
Got
couple
some kinks
things.
out.
Yeah, I got that kinks to kick out. But just remember, when all else fails, go outside and just give a yell.
Yeah.
Leonidas did it, you know. This is Sparta. And then kick the shit out of whatever negativity is in your way. There you go. Slap something out of it.
And all
All
you men out there, stop with your toxic masculinity bullshit.
Stop. Because nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Do you.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm going to learn how to do that soon.
What?
Kick the toxic masculinity.
There you go. Kick
what
it.
little bit exists in me.
Kick
All right,
it.
guys. Peace out. See you next week.
Later.